Hi everyone, my name is Ardya Pertiwi and my student number is 190110101072 and I'm from Literary Enjoyment Class B. So today I will retell a novel, the Twilight Saga, the Eclipse one, and actually the story of this novel is too cheesy for me, but since this is the current novel I read, so yeah. So this novel starts in Bella's house in Forks, Washington, and she received a letter from her best friend Jacob, and Jacob is a werewolf, as we all know. So in the letter it said that Bella and Jacobs can't be friends anymore, and actually Bella misses him so bad. And Bella's father, Charlie, urges her to hang out with some friends other than her vampire friends, Edward, and her boyfriends. And Charlie informs Bella and Edwards about a killing spree in Seattle. And Edward reveals that his family thinks that bloodthirsty newborn vampire have committed the killings. So Jacob becomes a sore point for Edward and Bella, and actually Bella really wants to meet Jacob so bad, but Edward always stops her from seeing Jacob for the sake of her safety. And Edward convinces Bella to visit her mom in Florida, and after their return, Jacob shows up at Forks High School and reveals to Bella about everything that happened while Bella and Edward in Florida. So, that vampire Victoria, who is always ready to killing Bella, she has returned. And the hunt for the bad vampire has caused a run-in between the Collins, Edward's good vampire family, and the Quellet werewolves, including Jacob, and Bella makes Edward promise to stop being so overprotective over. And one day Bella escapes the supervision of Edward's sister Elish, that has an ability to seeing a future, and she sneaks off to see Jacob in La Push. And when she returned, Edward is kind of mad to her because he doesn't want Bella to meet Jacob. And although Edward is mad, but Bella explained everything to Edward, still explaining that she's a neutral country, she's a Switzerland just like Forks. Forks is a neutral city. So when the next week, when Bella has a plan to visit Jacob again, and Edward ask Alice to kidnap Bella. And when Bella is at Edward's house, Rosalie, Bella's sister that always called to Bella, suddenly came to Edward's room, and Rosalie tells about her life story and her dream of having a baby, and actually becoming a vampire is against her will, and becoming a vampire destroyed that dream of having a baby forever, and she wants Bella to not give up her mortality or human life. So because of Bella was kidnapped by Alice. So the other day, Friday, Jacob appears on a motorcycle at Forks High to kidnap Bella from Alice's supervision, and Bella used that moment and she goes with him to La Push, and Jacob tells Bella that he's a better choice for her than Edward the vampires. But Bella always tells Jacob that she really loves Edward more than anything, and Jacob clues Bella into imprinting things. Like it's like a love at first sight for werewolf, I guess. And some of his werewolf's friends have already imprinted, but Jacob, he hasn't yet. And when Bella said that she will be transformed into a vampire after graduation, Jacob loses his temper and says he'd rather see Bella's death than she become a vampire. And then Bella goes back to to Edward's house because of she feeling so bad after Jacob said that. So when she returns from seeing Jacob, Bella is surprised because Edward doesn't mad at her, and he said that he has decided to allow Bella to visit Jacob to show his trust in Bella. And when she goes back to her home in Forks, Bella notices that some of her clothes are missing, and Edwards confirmed that an unknown vampire has been snooping around her house, and the werewolves, including Jacob, arrives to pick up the unknown scent for the werewolf to track. And Edward tells Bella that the killing spree in Seattle has worsened, and leading the Cullens to believe that someone is building an army of vicious newborn vampires, and the graduation is only 1 week away. And Bella suddenly realizes that she will soon be transformed into a vampire, and yeah, she likes it, but she cringes at the idea of marrying Edward, and because she's concerned about what happened, about what her parents and people in Forks will think over, a young marriage. Maybe people will think that she is pregnant or something. And during a gathering of the Cullen family regarding the newborn vampires all over Seattle, Jasper, Edward's brother, reveals that he was transformed into vampire to serve in an army. This army that Jasper said was created by a vampire named Maria to expand her feeding territory, and he explains everything about newborn vampires, including their enormous strength. But although they have enormous strength, but their fighting skills are so bad since they're new in vampires. And the Cullens decide to stop the newborn vampires in Seattle before the Volturi. The Volturi is a powerful group of Italian vampires. And if they stops the killing spree, maybe it might lead them to check if Bella is still human. And after that, Jacob declares his love to Bella and he forces her into a kiss, and you know, Bella punches Jacob and it breaks her hand in the process because Jacob has a what it calls hard body. And at Bella's house, Edward confronts Jacob, and their fight for Bella is obviously on May the best man win. And Bella realized that her earlier unknown vampire visitor and the vampire army are connected, and she believes that someone is creating a vampire army just to kill her. Jacob and his werewolf buddies, Embry and Quill, show up to Bella's graduation party in the Cullen house, and Bella forgives Jacob for kissing her, and that is when Alice, who can see the future, has a vision of the vampire army marching towards Forks, and the werewolf and Cullen vampires form an alliance against their common enemy. And they meet in the woods where Jasper tells both his family and the werewolves how to kill a newborn vampires, and Bella makes Edward promise to stay with her because she can't stand losing him, and he agrees, of course. Edward and Jacob come up with a plan to hide Bella from the vampire army in the woods far away from the scene of battle. And Jacob decides to have his cousin Seth, a young werewolf in the groups, who's guard her during the fight. And Bella confides to Edward that the one human experience she wants to have before her transformation is to make love to him, and Edward always refuses for fear that he might hurt or even kill her. And after a heated argument, they come to a compromise, and Edward will try, but only after Bella marries him, and he gives her an engagement ring and proposes. And the night before the battle, Edward, Bella, and Jacob decide to sleep in a tent in the woods, and suddenly a snowstorm rage outside, and Bella is freezing to death. So Edward, whose skin is always as cold as ice, decide to let Jacob warm her. And Edward and Jacob have a heart-to-heart in which Edward says that he'd let Bella go without a fight if she chose Jacob over him. And the morning before the battle, Jacob learns that Edwards and Bella are getting married, and he's crushed and tells Bella that he's going to kill himself in the battle. And Bella pleads with him, and they kiss, and the time they kiss, Bella loses her self-control and realizes that she's in love with Jacob. And Bella feels horribly guilty, but Edward the Wise, forgives her, and the fight goes smoothly until out of the blue, suddenly Victoria and her companion vampire Riley appear, and Edward takes on Victoria. Seth attacks Riley, and it's a close fight, but in the end, Edward and Seth prevail by working as team, and the Volturi arrive at the scene of battle, all their work has been taken care of by the Cullens, and not saying about the werewolves. And Bella visits Jacob, who's been wounded in battle, and he promises Bella that he'll let her go, but that he will always be waiting in the wings, and maybe even after she turns into a vampire. And after leaving Jacob, Bella experiences an emotional breakdown, and yet she believes she had made the right choice, though she always been upset about getting married, and she makes peace with the idea because of she feels that she owes it to her parents to share this important human tradition, which is married with them before becoming a vampire. And she even agrees to let Alice plan a big wedding. And when Jacob received Bella's wedding invitation, he devastated, and even more, He's enraged and he turns into wolf form and disappears into the wood and thinking to himself, I will never go back, and I push my leg faster and letting Jacob Black disappear behind her. And yeah, so that's it about the Eclipse retelling novel. So thanks for your attention. See you.